Have you ever been curious about how a plumbing business actually works and operates? Well, stay tuned, as I'm interviewing Nick Barnes from Barnes Plumbing. Welcome to another episode of On the Couch with McNeill Real Estate. My name's David, and today I'd like to welcome Nick Barnes from Barnes Plumbing. Barnes Plumbing provide domestic and commercial and emergency plumbing services across the Mornington Peninsula. So welcome, Nick.
Thanks for having me.
No, you're very welcome. Can you, before we start, tell us a bit about yourself and your background?
A bit about myself. So, born in Mornington
Yeah.
and raised in Mount Martha, which was fantastic. Parents still live in Mount Martha. I spent the childhood doing all the usual stuff, a lot of surfing on the back beaches down here.
Yeah.
Played for South Mornington Football Club.
Okay.
Did a lot of life saving, and I was lucky enough my parents had a boat, so we did a lot of holidaying up at Lake Eildon, water skiing and all that sort of stuff. So had a good upbringing and definitely a Mornington Peninsula local, that's for sure.
You are, and there's lots to love about the peninsula. Is there anything in particular that you do love?
Absolutely, the beaches by a mile. Done a lot of travelling in Europe and whatnot, which was fantastic, but every time I go back to South Beach, Mount Martha and get the water down there,
Yeah.
I just absolutely love it. I think it's second to none.
So you prefer the bay side to the ocean side?
I do prefer the bay side for swimming,
Yeah.
go to the back beaches for a surf sort of thing.
Yeah, perfect. So, did you start Barnes Plumbing yourself?
No, so Barnes Plumbing, I'm second generation.
Okay.
My father started the business 27 years ago.
Right.
And going before that, his father was actually a builder, so
Yeah.
and his three other brothers, a plumber, Mick the brickie and Tony the tiler, so it was sort of inevitable that I was going to become a tradesman, that's for sure. So no, Peter started the business, my father, 27 years ago, and I got involved 14 years ago.
So it's still a family, very much a family
Still
business?
definitely a family, brothers involved also.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely a family business.
So how big's the team?
So at the moment we've got 6 qualified plumbers, 3 apprentices and 2 full-time office staff.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And how do you start your day? Do you start with a planning meeting? Do you have a production
So we do
board?
plan the night before, but in the plumbing game,
Yeah.
weather plays a big factor. So we can plan the day out, we'll have all the materials ready, the job scheduled, the boys know what they're doing the night before. We have internal communication amongst the team using Slack. But saying that, if we have 30 mil of rain that night, no doubt it's going to change.
Yep.
So the first 2 hours of our day are the most chaotic. We always have pre-scheduled works, but if we have a facility and there's been a flood overnight, we might have to move some jobs around. So that's definitely part of the plumbing nature.
From outside to inside.
And,
Well, tradies can sometimes have a bit of a reputation for not being reliable.
Absolutely.
I know for a fact that Barnes Plumbing do not have this reputation, and is that a deliberate thing that you work on?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's very hard for a tradie to give an exact time for a customer, especially if they're a sole trader. It's just them 1 or 2 guys. They're trying to take on everything. They're trying to answer the phones, do all the jobs, and I think that's where it falls apart. Where we've got the office staff to support us, and we do have, the 9 plumbers really.
Yeah.
So we do leave gaps in our day to attend to these emergency stuff and to ensure that we can get to the job on time.
Yep.
Sometimes we might have to swap tradies around because the only guaranteed booking a lot of the time is the first job of the day.
Of course.
Because if you get called out to a block drain, it could be a simple blockage. It could be you might be there for a few hours. So having that team to back each other up, might have to swap technicians so we can get to the job on time is definitely something we focus on.
Okay, and you offer a 24-hour emergency call out?
Yes, we do. The boys don't love being on call, but it is something we offer.
So it's like a roster system?
We've got a rotating roster.
Yeah.
We do only offer the 24-hour to signed up customers.
Yeah, of
So
course.
property managers, we've got a few aged cares, hospitals. We sign up before, we don't provide it just to the general public.
No. And have you had any unusual emergency call-outs?
We've had many unusual call-outs. A lot of them are at aged cares all the time, where the hot water unit will shut down for whatever reason.
Yeah.
We've had residents of aged cares turn the hot water units off to the whole facility, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, definitely come across a fair few strange ones at night.
Yeah. So I mean, plumbing, I assume it covers a lot of things, including digging ditches,
Yeah.
installing hot water service systems, gas supply, things like that.
Yeah, it's quite a diverse trade. There's a lot in it. Dad started doing big homes, so in Flinders, Red Hill, Shoreham, did a lot of big stuff. So from the ground up.
Oh, really?
New homes, so drains, roughing, fit off, roof, gas appliances. So that's in my apprenticeship. That's all we did.
Yeah.
And since I took over as director 7 years ago, we've pushed into the maintenance game in the reactive and preventative maintenance.
Okay.
So we see everything. Block drains, burst pipes, hot water units. As you said, it's quite a range of jobs.
So I guess some of your major clients will be property managers.
Yes. Yeah.
Who can sometimes be quite demanding, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the tenant as well.
On their back,
Yep.
and they're onto your back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And last year, of course, COVID affected us all. How did it affect your business?
COVID was tough, in particular on the building sites, because they would only allow 5 trades at one stage. Now, normally for productivity, we'll have 3 guys on a rough-in, so to speak.
Yes.
And a lot of the builders were then going back and going, well, we can only have 1 of you there, 1 electrician.
Yeah.
So by the time we get all the gear out, it did affect productivity, and we did have to cancel a lot of non-essential works during the second lockdown.
Did you? Yeah.
So it did definitely take an effect, but we were lucky enough, we were able to operate at about 70% capacity.
Yeah. And from what I hear at the moment, most traders are flat out at the moment.
Yeah, since the lockdown ended, there's a backlog of jobs, and a lot of the builds have got put on hold, so the builders are trying to still meet those original handover dates, but with 3-4 months cut out of the build, so it's a bit chaotic at the moment.
I mean, we're moving towards winter. Is it a seasonal thing? You try and get as much done in the summer when the weather's fine?
Definitely a lot of seasonal stuff in our industry. We try and get all the stuff done out. If we're working out in the paddock or doing drains or a septic upgrade, try to get that done in the summer.
Yep.
There's nothing worse than trying to dig up someone's backyard or paddock in the middle of winter when it's wet, because you make a lot more of a mess. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so if I wanted to be a plumber, how long would I be training for? Would I have to
You would be
take
training
an
for
apprenticeship?
30-40 years, I think, to be honest. You never know it all.
A bit late for me, right?
There's a 4-year apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Then that just makes you registered plumber. After that, you got to do night school to become actually licensed, all individual ones.
Okay.
So if you went hammer and tong from day one to become fully qualified, fully licensed, you'd probably be about 8 years realistically.
Of training and experience.
Night school and experience, yeah.
And is that available to women as well as men?
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of girls are in my trade school classes.
Yep.
There's more and more of them now. On Instagram, there's the Tradie Lady Club that I follow. They're quite popular. So absolutely, plenty of women in plumbing.
Yeah.
And a lot more in recent years. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's good. So how do people get in touch with Barnes Plumbing?
So we've got all the socials, the Instagram, the Facebook, the website inquiry, but we still find the best is to get on the phone, ring our office staff.
Yes.
Because sometimes an email inquiry is as good as they are.
And get lost, going to junk mail or whatever.
Yeah. Just a direct phone call to the office seems to be the best.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can talk the client through, what they're after. They might not know that they could potentially relight hot water themselves, save a service call.
Of course.
You don't sort of get that on the online inquiries just as much as a phone call.
No. It's always good to have a voice at the end of the phone anyway, rather than put everything into an email. And so Nick, what do you do when you're not working?
So I've got a 6-month-old at home, so that's keeping me on my toes. And just recently joined the local triathlon club. They're doing a lot of swimming and cycling and running, so trying to keep fit.
Yeah.
That was because of COVID. When all the gyms closed, I joined that because we couldn't go inside. And that's what I'm working on at the moment.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, thanks for coming in today.
No worries.
This is Nick Barnes from Barnes Plumbing. Really nice to talk to you. Very interesting. That concludes another episode of On the Couch with McNeill Real Estate. Please subscribe and we'll talk to you next time. Thank you.